Hello, I'm Lisa Kingsbury, Chair of the Lake Champlain Chamber's Board of Directors and Associate Director of Planning at UVM. On behalf of the board and staff of the Chamber, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our virtual awards celebration this afternoon. While our in-person celebration, originally scheduled for October, had to be postponed, we knew that celebrating businesses' contributions to our community couldn't wait, especially this year. We're excited to highlight the achievements of several organizations and individuals this afternoon. I want to take this opportunity to thank People's United Bank, REM Development, and Sheehy Furlong and Beam for their support of the Chamber and our annual dinner. We appreciate your support. Before I get started, I wanted to share a few thoughts. My initial introduction to the Lake Champlain Chamber was through the Leadership Champlain program, from which I graduated in 2010. My experience with the program led me to serve on the program's advisory board, working with staff and fellow volunteers to give future cohorts the excellent experience I found so meaningful. A couple of years ago, I joined the Chamber's Board of Directors and then the Executive Committee of the board. As my involvement with the Chamber grew, so did my understanding of the organization's impact on our region. In addition to my understanding of the great work your Chamber staff accomplishes each day, also came an understanding of how the Chamber deeply values innovation and the Chamber's organizational culture, which prioritizes changing with the needs of the business community. I mention that because central to that culture of innovation and change is your involvement in our work. We invite you to get involved, ask questions, and share your thoughts. I know I speak for both Kathy Davis and myself when I say that your opinion is welcomed and valued, so please do share it. It is now my pleasure to start our program with introducing remarks from the newly elected President Pro Tem of the United States Senate, known to most of us as the Most Honorable Patrick Leahy.
Good morning. I want to thank you for the opportunity to join you. I want to recognize some of the finest businesses in Vermont. Wow, what a group. You know, I enjoy this event. I always enjoy it, but I regret that in the COVID era, we have to do it by video. I'm here in my capital office, and I'd much rather be there with you in Vermont. But this past year has been unlike any we've ever seen. Look what the global pandemic has done. It's upended our lives. We've seen the need for bringing racial equality back to our country. And the horrible assaults we saw on our capital. I've never thought I would see anything like that in America. But what I have also seen is that America perseveres. We do that because we believe in healing our country, but we also know we have to if we're going to have a country. We have some hard work ahead of us. Some of that work will happen here in Washington. We're already discussing our legislative priorities. More COVID relief, to protect voting rights, climate legislation, criminal justice reform. But the work also has to take place in communities across the country. We have to reckon with the fact that actions need to happen locally to achieve a more just and equitable future for us all. Now, as a lifelong Vermonter, I have a lot of confidence that we Vermonters are ready for that task, probably more than any other state in the country. Part of that optimism comes from the businesses that are being recognized today, and as well as the organizations like the Chamber that has brought people from across the state together. Look at the awards that are being made by the Chamber. They honor those qualities every one of us admire. A strong commitment to community and diversity, inclusion, as well as growth, innovation, job creation. Wow. I got to tell you, I offer my congratulations to those being recognized. You represent not only the best of business, I got to say, you represent the best of Vermont. So thank you. Thank you for persevering during these challenging times and all that you give back to our state. I'm proud of you. And I'm looking forward to being back in Vermont where I can congratulate you in person. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kathy Davis, President of the Lake Champlain Chamber. Thank you for being with us as we celebrate our business community. Thank you, Senator Leahy, for those words of encouragement. We appreciate all you and your staff have done as you've worked tirelessly on behalf of Vermont, as well as the entire United States. It is now my pleasure to introduce Tori Colarusso, the Lake Champlain Chamber's Director of Communications and Leadership Development, to present our Emerging Leader Award.
Thank you, Kathy. The Emerging Leader Award recognizes individuals who strive toward the highest levels of personal and professional accomplishment. These individuals demonstrate a strong commitment to our community and serve as role models for others in the business community. The Lake Champlain Chamber has been developing community leaders for more than 30 years through our Leadership Champlain program. Recognizing and encouraging emerging leaders is a long-standing commitment of the Chamber. This year's Emerging Leader Award winner has been sharing her gift as a performer for a long time, emceeing numerous events for many different area nonprofit organizations. But she is so much more than a performer. In her professional life, she excels at promoting her nonprofit employer, the Community Health Centers of Burlington, an organization that serves 30,000 patients with special programming for vulnerable populations. Since 2010, she has been responsible for donor cultivation, grants management, government relations, community partnerships, press, patient marketing, and health education efforts. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she was instrumental in securing funds to increase telehealth technology, as well as helping to implement a new outreach program for individuals experiencing homelessness with mobile testing, care, and soon-to-be vaccinations. Her work has extended to external committees and collaborations like the Chittenden County Opioid Alliance, Community Health Needs Assessment, and Age Well. Her drive to excel in all she does has garnered her a number of awards through the years, from being a graduate and now a board member of Leadership Champlain to Vermont Business Magazine's Rising Star Award. Her commitment to civic engagement and desire to improve her community is admirable. She currently volunteers her time and talents with multiple local political campaigns and organizations, such as the Humane Society, Vermont Foundation of Recovery, and Lyric Theater. She is even the overhead voice at the Burlington International Airport. And in what was probably her biggest starring role to date, she hosted last year's annual dinner, making sure to appropriately embarrass Tom Torty as much as possible. It is my great pleasure to introduce 2020's Emerging Leader Award winner, Kim Anderson.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Tori. This is so nice, everyone. I mean, please, everybody watching on YouTube, just hold your applause that I can't see or hear. Just hold it for 2 seconds. No, honestly, thank you. Tori, that was a really kind introduction and I won't get weepy, but also thank you to the Chamber for this recognition. This is wildly humbling. And as I've thought about this, I feel so fortunate to have had such strong examples of leadership through my life to emulate. Especially at the community health centers, I've had incredible mentors, most notably Allison Calderera, who encouraged me over an entire decade to look throughout the waiting rooms to find the sometimes not even visible needs of our community and then figure out ways to help and support those neighbors. I mean, whether it's finding funding or increasing health education, I've been really lucky to be driven by mission every single day. And then to be able to work with really, really smart and dedicated partners throughout the area, and absolutely, certainly my own team at CHCB who have really kept me sane and alive over this really challenging year. It's just icing on the cake. I am truly nothing without those around me, right? Their hard work and just collaborative drive for the greater good. So I share this award with them. I've also learned from, of course, my parents, Peter and Linda, who instilled in me the importance of civic service and lending my voice, literally and figuratively, to those who need it. And I can't thank my friends enough. Oh, my wonderful friends who just tell me every single day, every day, just how unimportant I really am. Oh, they are the best. They are the best. So finally, thank you to the Lake Champlain Chamber. It was a dream to participate in Leadership Champlain, to really kind of just even learn more about our incredible state. And then after graduating, to be invited to moderate and host events that support your programs, which I had been attending for years, really enjoying those 2 free drink tickets. Looking at you, Tom Torty. It's just been an honor, honestly. So in closing, I encourage everyone who's watching to look around your waiting rooms to see what more can be done. I love this state, I love this community, and I am beyond energized to continue learning, continue growing, and working with all of you wonderful, wonderful people to make it even better. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Kim. It is now my pleasure to introduce Kathy Sherling with People's United Bank, who will be presenting our Community Impact Awards.
Thank you, Kathy. I am Kathy Sherling, and I am the Director of Marketing and Community Services with People's United Bank. So it's an honor to be able to present this award this afternoon. People's United Bank is pleased to support recognition of organizations and individuals who prioritize our community and regularly engage in the work to improve it. The Community Impact Award is presented to a business, organization, or individual that has contributed time, skills, and resources to enhance the quality of life of the Lake Champlain region. I'm pleased to say there are 2 recipients of the Chamber's Community Impact Award this year. Our first winner is a lifelong Vermonter and co-owner of several Burlington businesses, described by the person who nominated her as an unsung superhero in our community. She is a distinguished business leader and an inspiring advocate for social justice and education. She gives tirelessly of her time and talent to promote and advance the concept that women and people of color can and should aspire to business ownership and community leadership. Last fall, our award winner spoke on a panel before 200 people at Mercy Connections Women Making Change event and inspired the next generation of women entrepreneurs. When COVID-19 began and our economy was shut down, including her 3 businesses, our winner's immediate response was to take care of her employees, vendors, and the greater community. In response, she began a food shares program, now called Soto Shares. Her compassion didn't stop there. She also worked to feed families in providing boxes and boxes of food to more than 1,000 people. She is always imagining innovative ways to support and lift others, including our neighbors who are unseen and undervalued. She has served on various boards and committees, such as the Vermont Commission on National and Community Service, the UVM Coming Home Project, the Burlington School District Strategic Planning Committee, Burlington Mayor Peter Clavel's Anti-Racism Task Force, and Mercy Connections. She currently serves on the board of the Intervale Center, an organization whose mission is to strengthen food systems, the Flynn Center for Performing Arts, and the University of Vermont's Fleming Museum. Please join me in congratulating the Lake Champlain Chamber Community Impact Award winner, Leslie McCrory Wells.
Wow, thank you so much, Kathy. That's truly amazing. Who is that person? I'm honored to have been nominated, and I'm incredibly humbled to receive this important award for so many reasons. This has been just a difficult time for all of us. And as I've watched our businesses, the business community struggle with uncertainty, I have also seen a fierce resilience and an amazing response to the needs of others. Even when businesses were threatened with closure, people came together to help others. Witness the tremendous efforts of Benji and his crew at Skinny Pancake. They quickly created programs to combat food insecurity that could and should be replicated across the nation. But they did not do it alone. They created a network that included some of you here today and began to weave a net to bolster some of our most vulnerable community members. Additionally, it's not lost on me that this award has been presented to some of our state's true giants, heavy lifters, if you will. And it is humbling to be considered as a member of that field of social change champions. When the pandemic hit, the needs of our community were laid bare, and we started a commissary for our staff within the first few days. In conversations with Marissa Strayer-Benton and Lisa Falcone at Mercy Connections, we began to envision a way to open our staff commissary to Mercy Connections participants, many of whom faced isolation, food insecurity, and danger of falling between the cracks. Soto Shares and Curbside Connections were born out of a need to keep that personal connection strong that is threatened by quarantining and separation. But none of this work could be done without the amazing staff at Mercy Connections, who do all the heavy lifting and work their magic every Wednesday to feed, see, hear, and lift up 40 to 50 participants. My business partner, John, and our staff stepped up and gave me the space to do my thing. My partner, Rick, and my daughter, Ellington, who support me in so many ways, again, recognize my need to be doing something. And I was raised by a couple of amazing individuals who taught me that we stand on the backs of those who came before us. And I would add that we gain strength from those who stand beside us. And there's so many of those people that stand beside me every day that give me the strength and the ability to reach out and to utilize our business to support other people. And I think it's something that this business community is very good at doing, all of us. If there's one takeaway from this pandemic that's been made clear time and time again, is that we really cannot let up. We must fully commit our resources to ensure that we all get there together. And we must keep knitting that net until all of us are safe. Thank you so much. I'm incredibly honored to receive this award. Thank you.
Congratulations, Leslie. I'm pleased to welcome Kathy Sterling with People's United Bank back to present our second Community Impact Award.
Congratulations again, Leslie. It's now my pleasure to present the Community Impact Award to an organization that is not only an important part of our region's economy, but one that realizes their success goes hand in hand with the communities. In Vermont since 2015, our award turned the challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic into an opportunity to use their resources to help Vermont. They donated personal protective equipment to Vermont entities such as local food banks, healthcare settings, first responders, medical facilities, and Vermont State Emergency Operations Center to support those on the front lines of the pandemic. In addition to PPP on the mind. In addition to PPE donations, they also donated technical equipment to UVM Medical Center and local students. Their supply donations were complemented by monetary donations to local organizations like the Vermont Food Bank, the United Way of Northwest Vermont COVID-19 Response Fund, and the UVM Medical Center COVID-19 Response Fund. To care for their employees' communities, they launched an employee-directed donation campaign for employees to submit face mask donation requests to help those at risk individuals in their lives. An essential employer that remained open and working throughout the pandemic, their product enables technology of electronic products for healthcare and medical devices, communications, online learning, and infrastructure that are essential to combat this global health crisis. They also shared their expertise with both the Restart Vermont Task Force for reopening the manufacturing sector, and by sharing the knowledge of their environmental health and safety experts on best practices on safety and communication protocols during COVID-19. Long-term, this company continues to invest in our region's workforce through educational opportunities for their employees, as well as students and interns, and deepening their investment in diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. It is my pleasure to present the Community Impact Award to Global Foundries and welcome Kenneth McCavey.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ken McCavey, and I am the Senior Director of Module Engineering at Global Foundries. On behalf of the team at Fab 9 in Essex Junction, I want to thank the Lake Champlain Chamber for honoring us with this prestigious Community Impact Award. During these challenging times, Global Foundries has been able to do our part to help in the battle against COVID. As the largest private employer and manufacturing company, we have remained in full operation during the pandemic and continue to manufacture semiconductors for healthcare and medical devices, communications, online learning, and infrastructure, all of which are essential to combat this global health crisis. In addition, Global Foundries has donated more than $70,000 in Vermont through qualified PPE to organizations such as local food banks, healthcare, first responders, and Vermont's State Emergency Operations Center. In addition, we are proud to donate laptops to students in need and to the UVM Medical Center in support of ultrasound systems. Our GF leaders are members of a team who wrote the initial guidelines and protocols that governed a safe reopening for non-essential manufacturing businesses. In addition, GF's global environmental health and safety experts participated in community panels to share best practices on safety and communication protocols during COVID-19. GF is committed to strengthening the pipeline of technical skills and the continued employment of Vermonters. We also remain focused on building our talented and diverse workforce and have expanded new educational partnerships with the University of Vermont and Vermont Technical College. On behalf of our entire Fab 9 team, we are honored to accept this 2020 Community Impact Award from the Lake Champlain Regional Chamber of Commerce. Thank you again for this recognition, and we remain focused on our leadership role in the community.
Congratulations to Leslie, Ken, and Global Foundries. Thank you for all you continue to do for our community. Also, thanks to Kathy Sherling with People's United Bank for helping us present our Community Impact Awards. It's now my pleasure to introduce a video from Congressman Peter Welch.
I always look forward to the annual Lake Champlain Regional Chamber of Commerce Awards evening. It's a thrill to see the businesses that are honored and have been year in and year out. The Wayne Roberts Award, we remember him so fondly, Emerging Leader Award, Workforce Innovation, the Community Impact Award, and of course, the Business of the Year Award. And what's especially significant about this gathering is not just the awardees, but it is each and every one of you. If anyone ever suggests that it's easy to run a business because you work so hard to make things look simple to your customers and your clients, just say the word COVID-19 in the year 2020. It is astonishing what you have had to contend with, and I want to express to you my deep admiration for your fortitude, your resilience, and your continued effort. Think about it. In March, a once in a 100-year event, the pandemic, required the businesses close. And somehow, some way, you had to keep things together. And you were concerned about keeping the lights on. You were concerned about your employees. You knew you needed some help from the federal and state government, but it was not at all clear because there was no playbook. But what I've been astonished at and so grateful is how many of our businesses have found ways to try to hang on. And you know, there is hope now. We've got a vaccine and it's being distributed. Big challenge to get that done as quickly as possible, but we can see the end where we will go back to normal. And what you're doing day in and day out is trying to hang on. My job is to try to help get the resources so you can, because the impacts that you have experienced are a result of a pandemic, a health emergency, not because of a change in the economy or your own management or a different taste by the public. So we have got to get from where we are to cross that bridge to where the vaccine is and not leave any businesses behind. And it's not just because you're doing good work, and you are, and I know how much you care about your employees, but when we get to the other side, if we're going to have vital communities, we have to have vital businesses. And that's what you provide. And I got to tell you, I think Vermonters really have come to appreciate the contribution you make to civic life in all of our communities. So my best to you at the 2021 award event. And we're going to make it. So hang in, and congratulations to all the awardees.
Thank you, Congressman Walsh, for those great words of support and for all you and your staff do for Vermont. I am happy to introduce Erin Bombard, who is the Chamber's Director of Business and Talent Development, to present the Workforce Innovation Award.
Thank you, Kathy. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce the Workforce Innovation Award. The Workforce Innovation Award is presented to a business that has implemented unique workforce development solutions, achievements in diversity and inclusion, employee retention and training, collaboration with other institutions and businesses, and other innovative practices are considered for this award. Founded in 1981 as Chessie's, a frozen custard shop, our winner has grown into a leading manufacturer with more than 200 employees. For the past 10 years, they have partnered with the United Way of Northwest Vermont through Working Bridges program to provide resource coordination services to their employees. The program brings a Working Bridges resource coordinator who is a certified community resource specialist with training in financial coaching, mental health, first aid, and community resources on site to provide personalized, judgment-free, and confidential support to employees. As a certified B Corporation, they are guided by their mission of impacting the manner in which business is done. Every decision they make aims to create a positive impact for their employees, their customers, suppliers, and the community. Their locally and nationally award-winning workplace innovation programs have grown through their process of collaborative decision-making that centers on the employee experience. By giving employees a strong voice, they have developed a suite of programs and benefits that directly address the barriers to employee retention and satisfaction, including open book management, an employee exchange program, refugee hiring, and a resource coordinator. Their advanced income advance program guarantees employees have access to $1,000 in cash to help them cover medical or housing emergencies or other immediate needs. They have expanded their inclusive hiring practices, including discontinuing background checks and interviews and reinvesting resources into onboarding and training. They also have a company-wide paid volunteer time benefit, as well as paid holidays that reflect their community, adding Diwali and Eid al-Fitr to their calendar. By nurturing an employee-centric culture, they lift their employee engagement to better serve their business and their community. I am so pleased to present the Lake Champlain Chamber 2020 Workforce Innovation Award to Rhino Foods. Here to accept the award is Caitlin Goss, Rhino Foods Director of People and Culture.
Thank you so much, Erin. We really appreciate this recognition, and on behalf of the over 200 employees at Rhino Foods, it's our real honor to be recognized in this community, and certainly want to thank so many other partners throughout the community that work with us day in and day out to support all of these services. So one of our most long-term partners is the United Way, which created and helped to grow the resource coordinator program that Erin talked about in her introduction. And that is really one of our backbone wraparound services that supports our employees right where they are to support them in being successful at work and outside of work. Rhino is really proud to run these programs to really center the employee's needs, not just the employee, but also their family, and thinking broadly about the community. We are continuing to expand and think about what that reality means for all of our employees. And as the other speakers have talked about, the reality of COVID has pushed us to change and reconsider and reimagine many of the needs of our employees. And at the same time, many of those needs have remained consistent, or we've realized there's it's important to make sure to continue to invest. So we're proud to work on these programs with others across the state and to really lead the way in developing and launching new ideas at Rhino and sharing them across the rest of the business community. Thanks so much.
Congratulations, Caitlin, and the entire Rhino Foods team. It's now my pleasure to welcome John Antonucci, who is the Lake Champlain Chamber's Director of Entrepreneurship, and John will be presenting the A. Wayne Roberts New Business Award.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my privilege as the Director of Entrepreneurship at the Lake Champlain Chamber to run our annual accelerator, Launch VT. And we've been doing that for about 8 years, and each year we get to bring in the 8 most promising startups from all over Vermont, and we help them work together. We help them work with advisors and coaches and over 200 community partners, and we really focus on connecting them with the resources and the service providers that they need to grow their companies here in Vermont and create the jobs that we all know that the state needs. It's an awesome privilege that I have, and I'm especially excited about presenting this award tonight because it's going to one of our own alumni. In 2018, this company participated in our Launch VT cohort, and they not only did a great job throughout that cohort, but they won our prestigious $30,000 Investors' Choice Award at Demo Night that year. So especially excited to see their progress over the last few years. The Wayne Roberts Business Award goes to new businesses who exemplify 3 real important criteria: business growth, overall revenue growth, job creation, and overall ingenuity or creativity. And this business has done all 3 extremely well. In 2020, they grew revenues 300%. They've hired 14 people, created those new jobs in just 2 years, and through their ingenuity, they've really helped solve one of Vermont's biggest challenges, the talent gap, where employers are constantly looking for coders and developers, and people are oftentimes looking for jobs, and they just don't quite have the skills that are needed. In just 12 weeks through their coding boot camps, this business is able to train them up with the exact skills employers are looking for and get them placed. They've partnered with over 50 local businesses, with Vermont Student Assistance Corp and the Vermont Department of Labor, and they have an over 90% placement rate for their students. Over 150 students have graduated from this, and their average salaries range from, or their average salary is around $60,000. This is a huge game changer for these students, and it's a huge game changer for these companies. These students come to this programs with little to no coding experience. So if you're out there thinking that maybe you want to make a career change, you don't need to know how to code. And 12 weeks later through this boot camp, you've got what you need to pursue a career in tech, whether that's in software development or specifically through their user design courses. I'm especially proud and excited about the zero barrier approach this company has taken. From the start, they've worked to build really important partnerships so that there's creative and flexible financing arrangements and even revenue share options, so that for anyone who wants to start a career in tech, they can do it. Okay, there's no money up front needed. And so I think this is hugely important. It's hugely visionary work, and it's solving a very big problem in Vermont. They're moving into some new markets in 2021, which is very exciting. And I'm so proud that they have recently hired their Launch VT coach to run their strategy going forward. Bringing this amazing ed tech talent to their team is just huge. So I could not be more excited about the future for this company, and it is my absolute privilege to present the 2020 A. Wayne Roberts New Business Award to Burlington Code Academy. And here to accept the award tonight is Alex Horner.
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate that intro. On behalf of everybody at Burlington Code Academy, we are incredibly honored to be accepting this award here today. Since launching BCA in 2018, so much has happened for us right here in Burlington. To date, Burlington Code Academy has graduated over 150 students and placed 90% of these graduates in tech jobs where they are earning an average salary of $60,000 per year. The most satisfying part of my job is watching people join our courses and through a few months of extremely hard work, land a job in tech that changes their lives. I have so many people to thank for helping BCA to get to this point, but the people who I would like to honor specifically are our students. Without these brave souls coming to us looking to change their life, none of this would be possible today. And I'd also like to give a huge thank you to our staff and our instructors who are there every day, making sure that our students are getting a really solid education. And thank you to the community of Burlington for recognizing our efforts here today, to the Chamber, and of course to Launch VT, who really allowed us to grow our business from the very beginning. So thank you very much. It's a huge honor.
Congratulations, Alex, and everybody at Burlington Code Academy. I get the fun job of introducing our Business of the Year Award. In a typical year, the Lake Champlain Chamber Business of the Year Award honors a business that has demonstrated growth in its employment, production, and operations, one that has a substantial history of success, significant achievements in innovation, and superior community involvement through the commitment of time and resources, all of which demonstrates their positive social and economic impact on the Lake Champlain region. As we all know, 2020 was not a typical year. And in light of everything, we felt it was important to recognize an organization that proved it could survive amidst unprecedented challenges, one that showed how nimble it could be as it responded to new regulations, one whose commitment to the health and well-being of their employees was admirable, as was the care they showed for our community. The following video says it better than I can. We couldn't recognize just one business this year because all businesses deserved recognition. We were honored to be by your side, and we are incredibly proud of your achievements. To that end, we asked all of you to share your achievements with us, and I wanted to mention a few this afternoon. The Hilton Burlington Lake Champlain completed a transformation of their guest rooms, meeting space, and lobby, and partnered with local vendors and artists to activate and celebrate their connection with the community they love, all while being under intense regulations as we battled this public health challenge. The Opportunities Credit Union team is extremely proud that they helped so many people move into new homes, including 51 immigrant homeowners and 31 first-time homebuyers. And they kept people in a safe living situation by providing PPP and other business loans that helped retain 450 jobs in our area. Hazlet kept their team intact and safe while continuing to deliver consumable, spare, and wear parts to all their customers on time. They even installed one of their largest machines ever in South Carolina. You can read all of the amazing accomplishments that our members shared with us at our website, lccvermont.org, and we invite your organizations to keep sharing your 2020 achievements with us if you haven't already. We deserve to celebrate each other. In closing, I want to thank everyone for joining us and to give special thanks to our sponsors for their help with this annual award celebration. Thank you to People's United Bank, REM Development, and Sheehy Furlong and Beam. We really appreciate you sticking with us. And finally, I want to congratulate all of our award winners and thank you for the contributions you make to our economy, to our community, and to the Lake Champlain Chamber. I hope you all stay well.